people all will be happy and joyful. So the foundation is already laid in India, and that is Isha Foundation. Is that right?
You better stand up and work for it to make it happen. 1,000 years, if people have to live happily, we have to lay a proper foundation, isn't it? If really people have to live happily for 1,000 years, is that your wish? Yes, at least for 1,000.
Not from 2043.
That's better. That's better now, you're getting better. Now if you want that to happen for next 1,000 years, what kind of foundation we must lay? Really a solid foundation which cannot be disturbed with the process of life, because the processes of life will anyway happen. People are born, people will die, people will go through injuries, people will go through disease, all these things will be happening, isn't it? Yes? Somebody that we think is everything to us is going to fall dead tomorrow, all these things will happen in our lives, isn't it? So, if people have to be happy, they must learn to be happy beyond these things, otherwise there's no way to be happy. Because in everybody's life always this issue is there, your child goes out, anything may happen. We don't wish it, but it may happen, isn't it? And just the thought that it may happen can shatter you. It need not happen. Just the thought, my child has gone out, what could happen? That is enough. It need not really happen, isn't it? So, Nostradamus' predictions, people are always predicting what happens after 1,000 years or 10,000 years, because it's very easy to do that. Can you predict what will happen in the next 5 minutes? You cannot do that. Shall I tell you what will happen after 10,000 years? Are you interested? I can give you graphic detail, but the only thing is, neither you will be here nor I will be here, so there will be no problem. People are becoming popular like this. Somebody predicts, 100 years later, in Tamil Nadu there is going to be a huge flood. Do you know this? People are all excited, this man has predicted what will happen 100 years later. I tell them, let them predict what will happen in the next 10 minutes. Why 100 years? 10 minutes later, what's going to happen if you can predict, it's valuable to you. 100 years later, what's going to happen is of no value to you. Whether 1,000 people are going to you said 2048? I won't be here. I have decided on that. Most probably you also, you may be there. Many of us won't be here. So, these predictions are going on. It happened like this. Usually these predictions come true. You know why? Some time ago, I happened to be in Mangalore. You know Mangalore? Not Bangalore, Mangalore. There is a very old homeopathic doctor, I happened to know him for many years, so he was very old. I thought I will visit him. Over 80 years of age, but still sits in his clinic and does something. So I just went to visit him, not as a patient, I just gone to visit him. Then I just noticed there was a poster about advertising an antidote for all kinds of snakes, for snake bites, an antidote. It claimed that it works for all kinds of snakes. I looked at it and asked the doctor, "Doctor, how is this possible? Why are you putting up this poster here? How can any antidote work for all kinds of snakes? Because if you know something about this, fundamentally, some snake venoms work on your cardiovascular system, some work on your nervous system. You need a different kind of antidote for them. How can it be possible that it works for all snakes?" So the doctor said, "See, 90% of the Indian snakes are non-poisonous. So 90% of the time it works." That is a pretty good success rate. 90% of the time it works.